If you want to create professional tech house drums that sound like this, then stick around to the end of the video because the result you just heard is exactly what we're going to make, and I'm gonna show you from start to finish on step-by-step process on how you can achieve the exact same result with your tracks. So let's begin. Alright, so here we are inside of Ableton. Here's my drum groups, and usually I would just start with the kick. So yeah, let's start selecting a good punchy kick. I have already a drum rack loaded with my favorite kicks, and I suggest you do the same because this saves time. You can always change the kick later, so let's just start with kick 1, which is one of my favorites. Nice punchy kick. I always make my kick hit 0 dB. Here's clipping, so there we go. So now it's hitting 0. So yeah, let's start now with the clap. Again, I also have my favorite claps already loaded. I like this one. So yeah, let's now move to the open hat. Again, drum rack with my favorite open hats already loaded. I like this one. What I usually do is start balancing the volume of each sound at the beginning so I don't get like mixed signals in terms of how my drums are sounding. If you check out my latest video, you can check the volume balances that I mentioned with the parameter. So let's check out my open hat. It's missing a little bit of volume, so maybe we can just limit this. Hitting right where it should, so our open hat is good. So now we have the three main elements: the kick, the clap, and the open hat. All of them sound like this. So we have the main three fundamentals already settled down, so now it's where the magic begins. So we're gonna start looking out for top loops. So I'm gonna look out on the splice. I'm gonna just type top loops. I like this top loop, so I'm just gonna grab it. And I'm just gonna drag it into my loop group here. Now, this will already sound good. I'm just gonna turn the volume a little bit down low, but this is gonna sound good already. Alright, but this is actually the wrong way to use top loops because this top loop has already a groove into the loop, and it also has different elements that are going to mask our elements. So for example, we have the main open hat here, and this top loop has this kind of like white noise hat that we don't need, because if we play them both together, and so you can hear it adds a little bit of texture, but I don't really need that texture, to be honest. So I'm just gonna delete it, just like that. I'm gonna fade this here. So the idea of top loops is to use the elements that are adding to the groove, not fighting for the same space, okay? So this is my top loop. So we have a clap here. We don't need that clap, but there's a little shaker here. So I'm just gonna remove the clap, fade it here, another hat here that we don't need, run there. So we have like a bongo loop there, but Yeah, something like that. So this is our new top loop, and we are going to press Command J or Control J if you are on Windows, and then we should have something that goes like this. If we play the full drums, I don't like this repeating thing. I'm just gonna delete this, and there we go. So now we should have something that goes like this. So this is way cleaner now because we don't have sounds that are fighting for the same space. So yeah, we're gonna stack different loops that add to the groove without fighting or clashing with other sounds, okay? So let's find another loop. Let's just look now for a percussion loop. Yeah, I like the bounce of this one, so let's see if it fits. Let's just swap it out. All right, perfect. So we do the exact same now, and we just solo this one and see where we are clashing. So for example, we have a sound here that clashes with the hat here. This one is maybe not doing anything, so we're just gonna remove this. Here we have another clashing sound. So here, for example, we have two sounds that are complementing each other because these two sounds aren't like super prominent and they are actually hitting in the same time as the kick. So there we go, and we're gonna just consolidate, Command J, and we are gonna put it right there. So let's see. Absolutely beautiful. So now we're just going to start adding drum fills. So let's look for drum fills. Okay, so this drum fill, it's so big that really helps us for the last transition of our drums. So I'm just gonna grab it here, and this should actually make the loop repeat kind of like good. We need to add a crash, for example, just to follow up this drum loop. We can add this exact same crash here. Absolutely beautiful. Everything is just grooving so good, so we need to just move forward. Let's see what we can add. We can add maybe a shaker loop here. I love Big Z shaker loops. They just sound so good. I'm just gonna add them here. Maybe this one. Again, lower the volume here. Absolutely beautiful. Everything's just flowing so good. We're gonna lower the shaker a little bit, and we're gonna use a kickstart just to give a little bit more movement to the shaker. So let's see. At 60%, I think I like it. Okay, so now we need a drum fill right around here. So here I found a small drum fill from Evo Sounds, so let's see how it sounds. Absolutely beautiful. Now, movement on your drums is actually key. So now we have a lot of movement happening here, but we can add even more movement. So for example, I have here an Ableton rack to remove the low end of the kick. So here, I'm just gonna remove the low end here. So it removes the low end, anticipating the listener that something is going to happen, and it adds a lot of movement. So let's put the drums in action. Absolutely beautiful. So now we are going to add some extra percussions that to fill out the track a little bit. So let me add them right now. Okay, so I've added new percussion shots that sound like this. And now we need to add a little bit of just a drum fill here, because I just want to remove these 2 bars right here on each of the single tracks, and here I'm just gonna add a snare roll. So let's just add it right now. Okay, so with everything added as we did before, you should have drums that flow like this. Absolutely beautiful drum loop. And if we add just a simple bass line from Splice, so yeah, this is the step-by-step process that I usually do whenever I create drums. Of course, this is not counting processing, but I hardly did any processing on any of the loops. The only processing I have is my clap and my hats, but I have a lot of processing for my drums to give an even more professional sound. So if you want to learn processing and drum processing, just join the link down below on my Discord and ask me questions. I'm really happy to help you guys with that. But yeah, as you can see, it was just pure volume balance, the same principle that I said on my last video, so go check it out. And yeah, you can have professional drums with proper sound selection and just carefully picking which sounds fit your vibe and your groove. Don't forget to leave a like down below, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel, because I'm just going to be uploading tons of just producer content in general. So yeah, see you in the next video. Bye bye.